Today is March the 24th, 2025. This is Carmen bringing you your daily Bloodborne Remaster update. And here we are on the 24th, and I can say on the 10th anniversary of Bloodborne, loud and clear, there is no news on a Bloodborne Remaster today. We got nothing. It would seem I expected too much of Sony. I did at least expect like one of the side accounts to tweet something about it, you know, like for one of the other languages like German or something like that. I had a feeling maybe they would slip, but no, nothing at all on the 10th anniversary. So, you know, it's about persistence or something like that. So yeah, we'll get there eventually, man. You know, I may have only been at this for going on 4 years now. This July 12th, I think it'll be 4 years. So I may have only been at this for about 4 years, but listen, I'll be here for 4 more if I have to. I'll be here as long as I need to be. I may not have been around for the whole 10 years, but I've been around for almost half of it. So, you know, that's something. Man, crazy. We actually got nothing. You know, anniversary came and went with absolutely nothing to show for it. Crazy stuff. In terms of gaming news, Silk Song got another leak in NVIDIA GeForce Now. Now, I'm curious if GeForce Now will have another massive data breach like it did about 4 years ago, I think. If you don't remember, GeForce Now had a huge data breach and, like, leaked so much stuff. Like, I can't remember, like, hundreds of games get leaked off of that, and all of it ended up coming true? Well, up to the last 3%, all ended up coming true. So yeah, apparently it's got a listing on that. Silk Song does. So a couple of that was what we got a couple of days ago. I would say Silk Song is probably coming this summer. So, you know, if nothing else, maybe we can mark off one of the impossible things. You know, it may not be Bloodborne, but it is what it is. So then that would be GTA 6 and Hollow Knight off of the impossible list. So next is Elder Scrolls 6, Bloodborne, and Half-Life 3. We'll get there. So yeah, as for other gaming news, I believe Jeff Grubb said that there's a side story for God of War in development. It's Greek related, so I'm curious if we'll get another TC Carson Kratos game. We'll have to wait and see. Anything else to go over? The Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2 is coming up in a couple weeks, I think, so we'll see what happens there. I guess I'll go ahead and get out of here. There's no news on a Bloodborne Remaster today, not even on the 10th anniversary. It is what it is. We'll see it on the 20th anniversary, I guess. Okay, real talk. I would say that hope is not completely lost for the year. I would say anytime this year is fair game. And then after that, if it's not this year, maybe it shows up as a launch title for the PS6. If it's not there, put it off to the 20th anniversary. Maybe we'll see something then. But like I said, if you don't see it this year or as a launch title for the PS6 in a few years, it's not happening. You know, pee on the fire and call the dogs. It's over. That's a very southern phrase. That might be the most southern phrase I've ever said in my life. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. There is no news on a Bloodborne Remaster today, not even on the 10th anniversary. And no, I didn't edit this part in because I accidentally hit stop recording a little bit too early. I didn't do that. That's not me. Chat, listen. That's not me, okay? I'm going to get out of here. Happy Misery Day, I guess. Y'all take it easy.